think working a 9 to 5 means you've settled. I haven't. Hi, I'm Brianna, a 21-year-old admin assistant who works in the Matrix but doesn't plan to get stuck there. So I'll be showing you how I plan my week as a 9 to 5 office girl who has big goals. Now I know it's hard for us to plan our week, especially when we're tired from work. But if you apply these tips, not only will you find out that you have more time in the day for yourself, but for your goals as well. First on the list is calendar planning. Now I am the queen of scheduling. I literally cannot focus without having my day scheduled from A to B. You don't need to go out and buy a fancy new planner or a fancy new calendar. You can simply just use Google Calendar. And as you can see, mine is quite literally booked every single day. You can just go ahead and set out what times you work from, and then you can quickly see that you have 2 hours before work or 4 hours after work to go ahead and plan what you want to do. So you can plan either hourly or what I like to do every half an hour. For me, I have walking or learning a new skill, and that introduces the next tip on the list: content planning. I know not everyone wants to be a content creator or an influencer, but for me, making content is a hobby. It does become a bit overwhelming to put all my ideas in one video. This is where ChatGPT comes in. I use ChatGPT to basically tell me what ideas I can use, or the ideas that I have, how I can go ahead and executing them, and the type of camera placement, and finding out what's more engaging for my audience. We can also include some doom scrolling on Instagram and TikTok just to get more inspiration. After getting inspo, I will then make a script, which is literally what I have right here. And normally for me, filming setups for my camera is what I use in my brain. But trust me, it's easier said than done. My third tip would be a health hobby. Now, it's 2026. All the girls need to make sure they have a health hobby, which is either yoga, Pilates, walking, running, skiing. Listen, I don't know. Anything that makes you feel happy or excited to do that hobby and not feel like it's exercise. As office girls, we literally sit down from 8 to 5. We need to make sure that we're moving our bodies and getting that circulation in, which will help us in the longer run. Tip is habit tracking. I have a bajillion ideas a day on what I can do, what content I can plan, pottery, archery, investing, trading, all different manner of things that I think of or see on TikTok. I don't know if you're like me, but once my brain gets too overwhelmed, I shut down. So one way to solve this is to go ahead and record all your habits, and it helps to know where exactly you are in your progress for starting that new hobby and retaining any information that you've learned so far. Lastly is the money mindset. We go to work for that coin, but how about we be smart with our money? Let's not just waste it on clothes or takeout. Guilty. How about we start setting aside 10% for our emergency funds and possibly 5% or 10% for our investments. Now, doing investments is a great way for us to reap more rewards for our money rather than having it sit in a bank and doing nothing. This obviously will help us reap more rewards than adding on more pounds from the takeout that we delivered literally yesterday. These are my tips that help me focus and set my intention for the week as a 9 to 5 office girl. Comment below if you've tried these tips before, or just suggest new ones that we all can use down below. But thanks for watching, and see you guys in the next video. Bye!